My mom and dad literally believe in they believe in all the conspiracy theories, every single one. Conservatives were supposed to be our source for like rule of law, like those people who are like, well, at least we follow the law, you know? Like liberals and progressives were supposed to be like the rioters. They were supposed to keep us a tad more hawkish on foreign policy. And they were supposed to celebrate the corporate success that we have in the United States. And the Conservative Party hates all three of those things now. My parents said that McCarthy is a rhino now, which is wild to me. Do most conservatives not like McCarthy now? Most of the Trumples? Are you still optimistic about Biden's chances? The big problem with Biden, when I do Israel-Palestine stuff and sometimes crazy Zionists come in here and they say wacky shit, I'm like, listen, bros, if you want to ruin your country and have your shit explode, I don't give a fuck. It's your shit. Knock us about, okay? I truly do not give a fuck. The whole country can explode. And at the end of the day, it doesn't impact me whatsoever. The American stuff does, though. It's very, 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 very hard for me to talk about any of the conservative shit without immediately getting into an area where I'm about to say things that will get me permanently banned off of every platform that I'm on. I don't know how to, I have to my brain does not work to engage with these people in any reasonable way. And I don't know what I could do to change that because unfortunately their beliefs do impact my country. I'm super mind fucked. Dude, I was at my parents' house last night for an hour. My mom and dad literally believe in they believe in all the conspiracy theories, every single one. They were running them down. Stevie, you say you follow the news. How do you not know about this and that and that? I'm guessing you saw the Bill O'Reilly tweet. No. What did he tweet? I feel like when I was more, like ambivalent towards my country, I didn't really give as much of because it's America, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't really care. But as I've spent, especially over the last year, trying to build more constructive arguments and to think things through more positively. And I've observed and noticed a lot of cool things about my country that I wish America could give itself credit for. Once I've had a more constructive view of the country, it has driven the hatred that I have towards conservatives, I think, to unhealthy areas. This is the tweet. Here's a Biden update from BillO'Reilly.com news headquarters. Decision's been made that the president will quit the campaign. What is this? Is this a fucking meme? I feel like I would have gotten 50 billion DMs if this was true, but okay. MAGA brain is no different from any other conspiracy. To believe in Trump, you need to accept the entire U.S. system is working. Yeah, but the issue, the stuff that sucks about the Trump stuff is there's two big parts to it. One is that conservatives were supposed to be in the Republic. Conservatives were supposed to be our source for rule of law, like those people who are like, well, at least we follow the law, you know? Like liberals and progressives were supposed to be like the rioters. So they were supposed to be the source for rule of law and respect of law. They were supposed to keep us a tad more hawkish on foreign policy. And they were supposed to celebrate the corporate success that we have in the United States. And the Conservative Party hates all three of those things now. And obviously the liberal side has to demonize wealth constantly. They have no sense of supporting or celebrating any of the successes of the country's corporate side, of which there are plenty. And the fact that the conservatives can't even give us that anymore is, I think, very sad. I also feel like Trump has kind of been I feel like Trump has always been we used to say in the past and in the present, I'll say things like, God, I wish that XYZ were to happen just so I could see, I bet you'd feel totally different on this, blah, 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 right? That was a saying that was said so often. And a lot of that has happened and you've seen the result. It's how would you guys feel if you actually had a president saying you should never be criminally prosecuted? You guys will lose your mind. But that's actually happening, and they 1,000,000% support it. And that, Yeah, I don't know. It just blows my mind. Do you have any initial thoughts about Chevron? Not really. I actually don't know if Chevron is as big of a thing. I would disagree with fundamentally as other people do. I understand it could shake up a lot of how the federal government works. I know that a lot of people are very unhappy about it. I don't know if that unhappiness comes from a principled understanding of how the U.S. government should function, or if they're just mad because things they like are going away. I'm not sure. But I haven't read the Supreme Court case yet. It's still sitting up there on my computer. How do you feel about the Lex tweets? They're just stupid. I don't know what else to say about it. What's the Chevron TLDR? You should take this with a very, very, very low confidence because I haven't read in details of the case at all. But I think basically, I think that like what would happen is Congress would basically grant approval to federal agencies to figure out how to enforce the laws that Congress passes. So you might say like, hey, Congress passed a law called the Keep Food Healthy Law. And the FDA was like, okay, well, we're going to make the food healthy. And the FDA might say like, hey, we've noticed that when food is colored red, it makes things healthy. So like on all the restaurants now, you guys need to make sure that your stuff is red if you want to be, in compliance with federal code or whatever. But now with Chevron, I guess that decision overturned. Now they're like, wait a second, Congress didn't explicitly allow you to regulate, your mandate in that way. You need more specific instructions from Congress to figure out what it is exactly you're allowed to do. So I think what happened was the federal agencies had a lot of discretion for how they would enforce the laws passed by Congress. And I think that the discretion has been tightened up significantly now. So the amount of leeway they have in regulating stuff has gone down quite a bit. And the amount of approval needed from Congress, explicit approval from Congress, has gone dramatically up. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because I don't know. I don't know if that, but it would be hard to, again, like conservatives just think that all regulation is bad. So it's not like I can look at them for any good takes. And then progressives or liberals are probably going to argue that any deregulation is bad. So it's, Is Trump just a symptom of the climate of the Conservative Party becoming more populist and could be replaced with another? Or is Trump the cause for the increase of populist ideas among Republicans? I think Trump initially was a little bit of a symptom, and now he's become a massive cause. I think that Donald Trump is a cancer that has destroyed the Republican Party right now. I don't know where else we'll get. I don't know where they go from here. Who knows? My parents said that McCarthy is a rhino now, which is wild to me. Do most conservatives not like McCarthy now? Most of the Trumples? Should we keep saying populist or just say fascist? I don't like to say fascist as much because it's like as soon as you say it, people's minds rot. But I mean, like the Donald Trump is. Do most of the people that support Donald Trump support fascism? Maybe. I don't know. Do you think Trump's jailing will cause a riot? No clue. I don't even know if he'll go to jail. I'm gripping. When you're considering your rhetorical strategy in debates, have you considered pairing your short questions with the broad point that the question is getting at? Maybe. I read that one email on stream a couple days ago that I thought was interesting. I think I'm going to try using that frame function further. I want to try using that template for some future arguments. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. You considered a research stream where you outline all of Joe Biden's W's from his administration? Maybe, yeah. But we are totally divorced from fact at this point. Like, it really, truly doesn't matter. We'll see what, if Tim Pool wants to debate, I'll read up hardcore on any topic that I'll try to get him pre-approved beforehand. So that I'm not, like, ambushed by, like, some random shit. But, I don't know.
Are you gonna put the cam on you yet? Or are you just gonna sit there?
Not
on cam.
Nope. I'll move over there eventually.
Just change to that one and I'll turn it to you.
You can't see me through the monitor. You understand that like the cameras don't X-ray, right? Oh. You know that like they can't see through physical material, right?
Oh, I want to kill you. No, I had no idea. Actually.
Oh, okay. Well, now you know. It's all good.
Well, what I was thinking was actually putting stickers down and moving it far enough that they could just see you. And then we can just put it back where the stickers are.
No, that's okay. I'll move over there in a sec.
Okay.
I'm gripping. I'm sorry. Do you think Biden will do better in the second debate? Absolutely, because there's no possible way he could do worse than this one. I don't know if it's possible to do worse.
Don't say that.
So there you go. All we can look is up. Do you think Biden should drop out? No, I've already said it a million times. I don't think you can drop out at this point. I don't think it works that way. Chiefs. My chieftains. The Brad guy wants to be called spineless. Yes, I back down to give up. Call it spineless. I can handle that. People calling me a genocide supporter is not something I am fit to ever fucking deal with. Oh, that Brad dude is one of the most pathetic, disgusting fucking losers in the universe. If Trump won, would he be able to significantly change the way presidents are determined through executive orders? Who knows? If Trump wins, the sky's the limit. Whatever he sets his mind to. Why are you so against an economic populist message? It seems so politically effective that not utilizing it is suicide. Are you talking about the policies or just messaging? You can message us however you want, but...
Are you keeping this?
I guess, yeah.
I'm going to sell it.
It's like $30. I doubt you're going to sell just the base. It's not a light, it's just a base for the light. What would it take for you to want Biden to drop out? I feel like if the polls swung far enough, you probably would want him to. I don't know. But again, I'm not even sure if it would be a good... I still don't even know if it would be a good idea. It's just so late. It would be so many. Do you think that Biden not having another bad appearance or two will ensure him an election loss? Do you mean to say the opposite? If so, do you think that the risk of episodes like that would be less risky than him stepping down now and trying our chances with another candidate? I have no idea. Destiny, we're running out of time. It's possible to put together the campaign for another nominee, but the Dem establishment needs to actually do some real fucking work. And showing up support everywhere? Nah, there is no way. It would be a crap shot. It would be a total gamble. I mean, if Biden support drops low enough, you can take it, but just don't mind yourself into thinking that it's anything more than an absolute like last ditch effort hope gamble. That's all it would be. Why don't you want to research Project 2025 again? And why do you keep ignoring this question? I haven't ignored the question. I've actually answered it like 4 billion times. It'll probably come up in our Trump versus Biden research, but I don't even know how relevant it is to the discussion of Biden or Trump because we can just go by their past records. I don't know if Project 2025 literally would ever come up ever. I would say, look at what both did in office. Trump did horrible shit and bad shit in office. He didn't really accomplish much at all. And Biden did way better shit. If none of that is convincing to you, I don't know why you would give a about any Project 2025 shit. Why do you think the Abraham Accords are a bad thing? Because it sidelined the Palestinians or something other than that? I mean, they're not. When I say they're a bad thing, what I really mean is it's not really furthering much in the Middle East right now. Like the huge issue is the Palestinian problem. Until that gets settled, like the Middle East is going to be pretty fucked. And the Abraham Accords took negative steps towards solving that. They probably made it worse or exacerbated it. Whereas Republicans tend to cite the Abraham Accords as like peace in the Middle East, which is probably one of the most fucking retarded things. I wish that when those Abraham Accords passed, I wish I knew more Israel-Palestine then, because I probably would have fucking ran off on every single retarded fuck conservative that used that statement of peace in the Middle East. Especially now in retrospect, seeing like that's such an unbelievably fucking stupid statement. Should Gaza and the West Bank be two different states? They're geographically separate, and a terrorist attack from one shouldn't implicate the other. I don't think they really survive as two separate things. How would you recommend going about talking to family members and friends that plan on voting for Trump in November with the stakes? Bro, I don't know. I talked to my parents yesterday, and they literally believed in every single. They believe in every single conspiracy decision. Like, or conspiracy thing like ever. It's, yeah. Trump was unable to get anything done because there were too many people loyal to the Constitution. Project 2025 will have him appoint tens of thousands of sycophants that will let me do a lot. Let me do a lot? Did you typo that as well? Yeah, I'm aware. Yeah, I feel like that's got to be the big change in strategy is realizing like, oh shit, I can't overthrow the country on my own. I actually need other people that are willing to do it with me. Okay. I'm slacking. Thank God she's gone. Now it's just the boys, me and the boys. I'm about to let one go. I'm gripping. Okay. I'm 40 and I've never once seen this much sneaky faking about a single debate being the unfair candidate. And when you ask which questions Trump won and they screech about age and doomer BS, tiring. I mean, Biden looks pretty old. He f***ed it up pretty hard. Assuming we don't do Holocaust 2.0 and things eventually normalize, do you think there will be any backlash for all those engaging in the crazy public anti-Semitism? Not right now, no. I don't even know who the f*** cares about anti-Semitism. It sure as f*** isn't the right. Right now, it's not really the far left. And the center left, I don't know where they exist online right now. What about the center right? Do you think they exist?
Can you or
Nope.
Dan just decide about the garbage and then toss it for me?
Yeah, sure.
I just don't know what I can.
Can you elaborate? How can there be zero center right people in existence? I mean, there are some, but it's like what, like 2 to 5%? I don't know. The vast majority of the Republican Party right now is like all in for Trump. Like he's still massively popular in the Republican Party. According to the Biden campaign, they've had their best grassroots fundraising numbers ever since the debate. Is this not a hopeful indication that he still commands support from individual voters? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. There's some sort of national crisis between now and the election. Would you trust in Biden's ability to handle it? I guess. I mean, it'd be nice to have somebody else, but I mean, I feel like he's handled most things like pretty well so far. Do you have an opinion on the Electoral College? I don't have strong opinions about it. Should probably be a little bit more representative, I think. Do you think the far leftists will pull together with us come November? Don't know, don't care. They're such an irrelevant portion of the voting voting bloc. It doesn't matter. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I genuinely don't see why you think he's so apocalyptic for the country. You probably just don't believe in the same set of facts that I believe in. You live in a different world, so there's not really anything I can communicate to you. Why the fuck does this disk have like fucking 5 different partitions? Is that just a normal Windows thing? C, D, E, yeah. There are no virtual disks here. Do you support preferential voting? I don't have strong opinions on it. I haven't looked into it much. It might be good. I don't have any strong opinions on it. You got a percentage right now. What are the chances Trump wins? I feel 45%. That's my feeling. But we'll see. What are your thoughts on compulsory voting? I think it's fine. I think it's fine to have compulsory voting, yeah. Why are you pretending that you live American values now? You literally rail against federalism all the time. Please explain how wanting to vastly expand the power of the state is America. I don't know what the f*** you're talking about, but the widest expanses of power under the state have been proposed by Donald Trump, maybe in all of American history since the Civil War. Or I can't think of another president that has openly spoke up, or maybe there are examples and I've missed it. Can you give me other historical examples of presidents saying that they want to suspend the Constitution, that have made public announcements to this, to their voter base? I'll wait for examples. What a retarded f***ing question. It's just like these things, they're not even funny to me. It just makes me angry. It just feels like I'm salty league grinding. Assuming Biden does get elected, do you think he would be able to rhetorically unite the country? Don't you think Trump has a better chance of doing the above? What are you talking about? Trump's rhetoric is so unfathomably f***ing divisive. The problem is that for conservatives, you just don't see people that disagree with you as human. The mental gymnastics that Trumpers go through to pretend that Trump is not like so unfathomably f***ing divisive is just hilarious to me. Are you still optimistic about Biden's chances? Okay, so could you explain so I can stop dooming? I don't know. I'm hoping that, do you want to permanently delete it? Yeah, delete all this shit. Delete this shit. Oh, don't care. Could not find. Okay. Hopefully abortion and stuff still energizes the American voter base. Conspiracy theory research when? Conspiracy theories are boring. I thought before I started Vyvanse, I thought that like I can't believe I ever said that like I can't debate conspiracy theorists because it's just too much reading when it takes literally like 12 hours of like dedicated reading to debunk basically every conspiracy theory. F me, dude. Why do you feel like your characterization of conservatives isn't unfair and similar to how someone on the right might take Hassan's views and characterize that as the left? Because I can point to descriptive, factual things that justify my argument, and Hassan can't, I would say. Although I don't think anybody even gives a f about that anymore. Do you think that his son believes he would beat you on an IP debate, or do you think he knows you have more knowledge on the subject? I think most of them realize at this point that that is a lost cause. Ben Burgess, except for maybe there might be people that haven't watched any of my content who like believe the memes online. They're like, oh, this guy doesn't know where Israel is on a map. I can debate him. That might have been Ben Burgess because he's heard the memes. And so he just decided to walk into that debate blind without knowing anything. But for, I don't know. For other people, if they've seen me debating, they probably are just like, yeah, let's just tweet. There's a reason why Dave Smith said that he doesn't want to debate me on that topic, but decided to debate Vosh on Breaking Points about like Ukraine. There's a reason for that. Your take on Nate Silver. He seems to want a Biden replacement. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Nate Silver ended up becoming super salty and tries to drop like contrarian takes after 2016. He seems to be really, really ass mad that people probably unfairly maligned his voting model. And I just feel like every time I see him now, it's always like some liberal, anti-democratic party shit. But maybe not. Maybe I'm only seeing selective tweets. I'm not sure. I could be incorrect on that take. No, shot. Wait, what? Nate Silver is an RFK supporter? Absolutely zero chance that that's true. We are not all autists following politics as much as you. Tell people like us the reason why RFK is bad. My question would be like, can you tell me why RFK is good? Every time somebody's trying to link me a video of RFK, he just sounds wholly... No, he doesn't actually. No, I understand. I'm sorry. I understand why. There are people like RFK and Dave Smith that know enough like terms and know enough words that I guess they sound like they know what they're talking about, or they sound educated on a particular topic. But if you were to actually like, if you know what they're talking about, then you realize that they're like completely and totally lost. I don't know. I listened to RFK talk about the Ukraine war. It was just every single Russian talking point. I don't know. I've heard him was it vaccines? I don't remember. There's like two different things I think I've heard RFK speak on. Just both times he just came off as just like another like copy pasted retard populist. Like that's just what he came off as. So I don't know. Like I don't know what people have heard about him that they like. I don't know what they've seen of RFK where you're like, oh, like, yeah, that's my guy. I have no idea like what you could have possibly seen from RFK to make you think that. Do you feel like there's a tendency to avoid you now in the public sphere, the same way leftists became avoidant of debating right-wing people after they gained a cultural hegemony? Maybe. I don't know if it's because I actually don't know. Maybe it's fan bases or maybe it's bad appearance. I'm trying to think if I came off too aggressive on Twitter, but Candace got ass pained before I said anything at all, I think. Trying to think if she got mad first or if I did the school thing first. But she also blatantly fucking lied. Like, bro, how do you lie that blatantly? Jesus Christ. Jordan Peterson got super ass pained, and I wasn't mean at all about him. I don't know if that was just because of feedback from audiences or he felt like he didn't do good in the conversation. But it's so irritating that that I treat these people like actually like retarded children, like with literal kids' gloves, and then they and then they still like they get ass paint afterwards. Oh, true. Never mind, that's right. Candace was going off on me on fucking Fresh and Fit, so I started going off on her immediately after that. Yeah, fuck that, yeah. She literally walked from my house to Fresh and Fit and started crying like a little baby about me. Were you not allowed on Pierce Morgan Friday because of Hassan? No, it's probably just got responded too late. Their bookers message and like set shit up like all the time. Do you think that Americans are overblowing the financial issues in the U.S.? What are some common misconceptions you keep hearing? I don't know. I don't have a good enough understanding of macroecon to truly tackle things like national debt or whatever, or knowing like what's problematic or not. I'm not sure. Will Trump be able to extend executive powers if he wins? I mean, that's probably what he wants to do. I don't know. Jesus. RFK Jr. comes off as genuine and honest to the layman. He also seems eloquent and intelligent. Maybe that's because I'm not so informed about what he's actually talking about. He's also willing to converse more and engage with other people. He has hours of podcasts out there on the internet. Okay. Genuinity and honesty are not like enough traits to make somebody like admirable or respect. I'm sorry, bro. My brain is like just so negatively tuned right now. Like as soon as you type that, I just want you to know I had like the most condescending thoughts. Like I view you as like one of the most retarded fucking people on the planet. Just like listening, just seeing you type that just made me think so little of you. Oh fuck, my brain is rotted right now. I'm so sorry. If some guy walked up to you and he said, "Hey, yo, what's up? My name's Fred, and I really want to rape your 4-year-old child. I just think my would feel really good exploding inside your kid." Like, would you ever walk away saying like, man, that guy is so genuine and honest, you know? Say what you will about him, but he's genuine and honest. He's such a genuine, honest guy. Like, not many people would be willing to admit that. Like, you don't believe that. When you say that, like, oh, he comes off as genuine and honest, what you mean to say, but you're either too much of a spineless fuck or you're too retarded to realize it. What you mean to say is, I agree with what he says. That's what you mean to say. I hate that when people say like, oh, he's genuine and honest, like it's a compliment. What do you, he's genuine and honest about what? What does that mean? Who the fuck cares? God, it's such a stupid fucking compliment. God, I hate that. I read that and my brain just fucking rots. It's okay. I'm sorry. I love you. Did watching the last debate or SCOTUS decisions make you question how good the American system is when it produces such flawed candidates? You focus on the negatives of parliamentary systems, but focus on the positives of the American system. I don't know if the system is to blame here for either one. The big problem with Biden, I don't know what caused this to happen. The big problem is that in the Democratic Party, there's a lot of old people that are like desperately hanging on to power, and I don't know why. You look at like Feinstein like dying in Congress. You look at like RBG being unwilling to step down until she dies as a Supreme Court justice. You look at like Pelosi and Schumer. How old is Schumer? Chuck Schumer age. Oh, 73. He's young. He's a young whippersnapper. Nancy Pelosi is 84. Yeah, like these people are all so old. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. Assuming Joe kicks the bucket tomorrow, who would be the best candidate to replace him? I don't know. Nobody knows. That's the thing. Nobody knows. People will say they know. People will pretend they know. But truly, nobody does know. They'll lie to you. They'll bullshit you. Remember, 70% of the country thought that DeSantis would pose a formidable threat to Donald Trump. Maybe not beat him, maybe. But the majority of the country thought that DeSantis would be a formidable opponent to Donald Trump. And he toppled in like months. It was like not even close. Like people were talking about his boots more than they were ever talking about him seriously as a candidate. It's really, really, really hard to predict who would ever, like who can do it. It's just hard. It's hard to make that prediction. I hope this isn't too far off topic, but it's been stuck in my head for a bit recently. Why do instruments even bother being in different keys? I should know the answer to that, but I don't actually know. I feel like I've asked that question before. Probably because it makes the fingering simpler, would be my guess. But then couldn't you just make it like slightly longer or slightly shorter? I'm not sure. Oh, hi. Maybe? Oh, wow. Hey, thank you.
Fuck, it's hot in here.
Yeah, everybody keeps this shit fucking super hot.
Are you not wet?
Not that much.
Jesus.
Do you think a minority or a woman can win this election if Biden drops out? A lot of the proposed Dem candidates are either minorities or women. I think minorities probably can. I mean, we've had a black president. Can a woman win though? Oof. Don't apologize. Just explain why we're wrong. I just meant I don't actually know what he's talking about. So why do you think I agree with what he says? He's got videos talking about very personal things. That's one of the reasons I think he's genuine and honest. I think he has the right intentions, and I think he's suffulful. That being said, I implore you to deep dive on RFK Jr. debunking these things because I also respect your opinion as well. I mean, I watched his opinion video on Ukraine, and it's just him like copy pasting every Russian talking point about it. What like, not to dick ride, but how is Biden not literally like one of the most like genuine people? Like, the guy's been a senator for like 40, 50 years. Like every leaked thing of him ever usually just shows him being like a kind person, right? When conservatives were trying to demonize him over his texts to his son, it was like, I hope you get better, Biden, or I hope you get better, Hunter, I love you. Like, let me and mom know if you need anything. Like, how is Biden not a genuine figure? Like, how would you view, I don't know what you mean when you say genuine. How do your debates address the people who see any criticism of Trump as TDS? I just block them. Or you just say TDS, DS. Anybody who actually has like a saying to shirk off criticism is actually fucking unhinged. If you ever go on Joe Rogan, will you do a deep dive into COVID vaccine research? He'll try to debate you on that. Sure. I mean, I'm familiar with most of the Joe Rogan conspiracies. The quartering responded. Ooh, what was his excuse to dodge me? Let's see. Happy to. Ooh. Are you free tonight? Smiley face. Otherwise, oh no smiley face. Otherwise, I'm streaming from 1 to 9 EST tomorrow. Do you trust governance 100%? No, I'm an American. Nobody should trust governance 100%. That's unhinged. Do you, the Democratic Party, should make the point that charisma is less important than its policy and democracy? You can't choose what people like. People like charismatic leaders. I don't think you can ever get away from that. I don't know if you should get away from that. It's probably important. Do you think our political system will heal if Trump loses, or do you think this is the beginning of a decline? I don't know. I truly don't know. The internet has completely mind-fucked our ability to like do anything. Is it not concerning that Operation Northwoods got approved by the Joint Chief of Staff and only got shut down when it reached the president? Also, is it reasonable to say that if it were another president other than JFK, then it likely would have gone ahead? I don't know if that's reasonable at all. There are plenty of people that potentially could have stopped that along different points of the way. But why? I don't understand why you would fix it on something from like the 60s. Like it's completely and totally, it's a totally different time, different domestic, different international policy, like reform, like what? I don't understand why your fixation on anything or why you would relate any modern American political stuff to like proposed hypothetical operations from the 60s. What do you tell people that say that Palestinians are not Hamas? I don't tell them anything. Palestinians are not Hamas. They are being manipulated by Hamas, and that the acts of violence Hamas has committed do not represent the Palestinians and things Israel is doing to their people is inexcusable. Oh, I don't believe any of that. What do you mean? Israel has a reason for war. They're allowed to conduct war. They can't kill too many civilians. Like, none of that. Like that whole line of questioning is not like that relevant. I don't think. Okay. Back up. Don't care about this. Open. Next. Can you explain why Biden increasing taxes, regulations, spending and benefits, ideal leftist policies resulted in inflation and more economic dissatisfaction than Trump reducing them? I don't know what the you're talking about. Like, inflation, why would increasing taxes increase inflation? If anything, spending more would increase inflation. So Donald Trump was overseeing a booming economy. It had been since Obama, and he deficit spent even harder. He cut taxes. He didn't pair it with spending cuts. That would be an example of something that would increase inflation. When you're talking about regulation, spending and benefits, regulations can be good or bad. It just depends on the regulation. Anybody that's against regulations, like as soon as you say like we need to reduce regulations on what, child porn? Reduce regulations on what, bestiality? Reduce regulations on what, driver's licenses? What do you mean reduce regulation? On immigration? Do you want open borders? From now on, every single time a conservative says we need to reduce regulation, I'm going to say, oh, so you're pro open borders and you're pro late term abortion. Any time you say we need to reduce regulations, you're telling me that you want child pornography, you want open borders, and you want late term abortions. That's what you're telling me. That's a meaningless statement. The statement means nothing. It's given without thought and considered without thought and accepted because it matches your political dogma. It's stupid. At Destiny, if you don't understand the basic notion that lowering taxes results in more investment, innovation, and growth, stop calling yourself a fucking capitalist. Jesus fucking Christ. What do taxes have to do with investment, innovation, and growth? Can you explain? Do you believe that too much stimulus handed out during the pandemic is partly the reason for the inflation? Probably. I'm sure that factored into it. Although I'm pretty sure the world is experiencing inflation as well, right? Destiny, you were wrong when you said strict liability crimes don't need to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Your mom needs to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. You don't have to prove any criminal intent beyond a reasonable doubt. You would still have to prove the act. Do you think we are in a housing affordability crisis? And if so, what are some policies the president can enact to counter? I don't know. Don't ask me any questions about that. I have no idea. Here's a question. If we're in a housing affordability crisis, how the fuck is everybody affording a house? Why the fuck are the prices still going up? Who the fuck is paying for these things? That's what I want to know. Everybody keeps saying housing's unaffordable. Well, then why the fuck do the prices keep going up? Who's buying them? Who's renting? Isn't a value statement to say you think young people and first-time homebuyers should exist a less severe market relative to income? I don't know what that sentence means, but I'm pretty sure young homebuyers are about at the same percentages they have been in the past few generations. So, want to go upstairs and stream? I will. I need to upload these 3 cards, and then I will go upstairs. I'll probably do Vosh's debate. What made you decide to take extended release Vyvanse and not the quick release? Probably because quick release Vyvanse doesn't exist. Me gripping a load quickly into your mom does, though. That's not true. Taxes always create dead weight loss. Bro, we should have set taxes to 0, and then we'd have an infinite economy. That'd be based. We should set taxes to 0. We would also need to make some other monetary policy changes. True. I think that taxes should be 0, and then I think that we need to go back to the gold standard and get rid of all fiat currency. Or we can have a fiat currency. Well, we can print some currency, but it has to be backed up by gold 100%. That would be so cool. I think that would be the strongest economy in the world. I can't believe not a single other country has ever tried to do that in recent history with good results. I can't believe everybody is choosing to do the thing that is so obviously bad, because I've seen some YouTubers talk about how bad fiat currency is and how bad central banking is and how based and big cryptocurrency is. I can't believe how stupid policymakers are that they don't just set taxes to 0 to infinitely grow their economy. It's so f***ing dumb. It must be because of corrupt politicians. Look at how f***ing thin this is. Are you jelly? Look at how thin my goddamn... It's so thin. Every time a new Apple product comes out, the first thing I do is I run home and I compare its thinness to other Apple products. So I'm going to be excited for how thin my brand new super thin... thing is. God, I love the thinness. What products do you use for your hair? Well, right now I'm using water. Sometimes, though, I use a little bit of water. Did the quarter guy respond to you? I don't know. Check Twitter. I tweeted at him, and then I said either tonight or tomorrow. What do you think of Shapiro unironically saying Biden is an unprincipled, corrupt, self-serving power luster? I mean, it's obviously retarded. What am I supposed to say? It's like, obviously. It's like people will get online, people will get on Twitter and they'll be like, I don't like Biden because he has 7 arms. And then it's just like, okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Any strong feelings on the Bowman loss in the New York primary, foretelling a swing back from very progressive stuff? Hasn't that already been happening? Didn't that happen a few years ago with Nina Turner and everything else? I'm like, I don't know. Did you think you need to fight outright lying more? It's a huge problem. I mean, they don't platform the people that will fight against them. It's all circle jerks. So what are you supposed to do? Like, these people will just bring other people on and they'll circle jerk and congratulate themselves, and that's it. But yeah, I don't know. I have ideas. I just need to reorganize my brain. We'll start tonight with Vosh versus Dave Smith.